Hello and welcome back to round 2 in a competitive Modern League here on High Ground MTG. We are playing some Lurrus John. We are currently 1-0 and we won the die roll. So yes, we would like to play first. We just won against Omnath last round. And let's send our opponent the old GLHF, shall we? And this looks like a pretty keepable hand. We've got turn 1 Ink and a Bauble. We'll keep this. We're up against Azino. Opponent giving us the U2 on the GLHF. But we're going to lead here and take a look at what they're playing, shall we? Ooh, looks like it's Faeries. Bitter Blossom Opt. Snapcaster Mage. I think we take Bitter Blossom. Seems like the most value. Especially since we don't have Assassin's Trophy to deal with it immediately. Alright, we're gonna bobble them and pass the turn. They're gonna draw a Mana Leak here, so yeah, it looks like it's blue-black control. Alright, let's see what opponent's gonna get up to. Alright, Creeping Tar Pit. Not bad. We're gonna probably play our Cliffs here. Actually, I think I'm gonna play Verdant Catacombs and then pass the turn. We're gonna be careful with Mana Leak. It'd be really nice to be able to get Lily of the Veil down, or even Lurrus. But we're gonna have to play around that. So let's see. Creeping Tar Pit and Polluted Delta. Alright, we'll have black red, black green. Let's just get a double black red. Yeah, we'll get another Overgrown Tomb. Bloodstained Mire. Let's play out our Cliffs. And pass the turn, especially since we know they have Mana Leak and Snapcaster. So they've played Creeping Tar Pit and they've played Polluted Delta. We definitely have to be worried about that counter spell. Just don't want to run out without like having another threat, so we could get to the point where Mana Leak just isn't going to be relevant and we can pay for it. Alright, Watery Grave fetched out and an Opt. Opponent's scrying, thinking about it over. Maybe we can outgrind the control deck. It is nice that there's no white in the deck, though. Path to Exile is a little frustrating. Alright, Flooded Strand. I spoke too soon. Maybe there is white. Maybe this is Esper control. Oh, that would be bad. Alright, Lurrus of the Dream Den. Do I want to play Lurrus here? I feel like yes, because we have another one. And just to get Mana Leak out of their hand, because I'm pretty sure they'll counter this. This will guarantee that Leak comes out of their hand. And if not, we can just... Alright. Mana Leak, we knew that was going to happen. No. That means we were more open to be able to play Lurrus next turn. Well, I mean, I guess they have Snapcaster Mage and a Mana Leak, so... Might have been worth it to do it earlier, but... Alright, so they just had this to fetch out for Watery Grave. So no white yet. And Mute to Volt. Alright, so it's definitely looking like blue-black Faeries. Yeah, let's crack this. We got red, red, black, black. Blood Crypt. No. Okay, so what we could do is play our Overgrown Tomb untapped, and then play out Red in 6. If they do Snapcaster or Mana Leak, we can pay for it. Might be the best value here. Mute Devout. Fred Fields, the illustrator. Alright, we're gonna... Alright, we got our value here. We'll get back a Verdant Catacombs. This will get us out of Snap Mana Leak value here pretty quickly. If they do fire up, all right, Snapcaster Mage here. Looks like they're gonna maybe opt. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's all they really can do. All right, so they're opting here. We could fire off Fatal Push now and try to get rid of Snapcaster Mage, but I'd rather them fire up Mutavault or Creeping Tar Pit to get rid of Renin 6, and then fire off Fatal Push to get rid of one of their lands. I think that's going to be more valuable to us in the end. Because we can drop Lily if we're able to, and then Edict if we're able to tax them on their lands here. And that might be the only way that they get rid of Renin 6. What are you doing, my friend? Alright. Opponent firing up Mutavault, which is kind of what we wanted. Alright, opponent. They're both swinging. Alright, so let's Fatal Push here on Mutavault. We'll see if they have an answer. Drown on the lock. Counter target spell. Alright, so we will lose Renin 6, but we also have a Lurrus that we're going to be able to cast pretty freely here. Which is great. And then we can cast Renin 6 again from the graveyard. Like I said, opponents don't know necessarily that we're a Lurrus deck. An opponent plays a card tapped. So, alright, let's play out our Bauble. Bauble our opponent. Blood Chief's Thirst. Well, that's not great. If we do play out Lurrus here, oh, that makes it extra tricky. I still say we do it because we can get rid of Snapcaster Mage, and they need to have an answer for our Lurrus here. I was like, make sure we have the right mana to be able to cast Renin 6 from the graveyard. Alright. So, Blood Chief's Thirst will take care of Renin 6, but that's okay. And we're going to draw another card off the Bauble trigger here. They also have different ways of like dealing with it. They could swing in with Mutavault, but I think the easiest way, it's definitely going to be Blood Chief's Thirst. Who knew that this card would be so good in Modern? It's just kind of like, you know, Fatal Push 4 through 8, but also hits Planeswalkers. So, Or 5 through 8, rather. And if we're lucky enough to keep Lurrus on board, we're just going to be able to bobble every turn, which is going to be extra sweet. The attrition-based matchup. Let's see, opponent in the think tank. Trying to figure out their best line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I was them, knowing what we know, probably Blood Chief's Thirst, and then probably fire up Mutavault, and maybe even Creeping, well, not Creeping Tar Pit. I guess it depends on if they have a land, which they do. Yeah. I don't know, what would you do if you were your opponent? I think I would probably apply pressure here with these two. They're pretty lucky because I don't, since they're creature lands, like Liliana isn't going to be super great here. It would be really sweet to get Lily down though next turn and just start stripping them of whatever's in their hand. But we'll see what our opponent is going to do here. It's all on them. I also like to apologize for yesterday's audio. I don't know what happened. Playing tons of matches. Hopefully today's audio is much better. Mic is much closer to my hand or my mouth, and did some adjustments in Streamlabs. So, all right, Island that they've held on to forever. So we also know that there's a Blood Chiefs. I'm pretty sure they played this Water Grave. All right, so we're gonna fire up Mutavault. This is extra interesting too. I guess I play this with Kicker. Oh, I guess I could play this kicked, huh? 4 mana. So they can play this kicked and just destroy both things. Interesting. Alright. Yeah, since we already have another Ren and 6 in our hand, I think we just let that go through, and then we see if they decide to kick Blood Chief's Thirst to get rid of Lurrus. Which I feel like would be the right call to do. Forgot about Kicker. Otherwise, we just keep recurring things, you know? Can't tell if they've played this Watery Grave yet. I feel like yes. Snapcaster, Drown in the Lock, I imagine here. Yes. Alright. Okay. Can't do much about that, unfortunately. They are tapped out, though, which is extra nice for us. So we're drawing live to a lot of things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we know that they have Blood Chief's Thirst. That's not really... Destroy target creature, Planeswalker. I could drop Ren in 6. Destroy this. I think maybe our best value here is... We drop Lily, Edict, Ren in 6, get a land back. And then we just start applying a ton of pressure with Planeswalker. Well, I guess Mutavault, yeah. pass the turn. That's probably a pretty pivotal turn. I think what we could have also done is the other line was plus Liliana, discard Croxa, and then bring back Croxa. 1, 2, 3. Well, we didn't have enough land for that. I mean, we could have done it on our next turn. This would have gone up to 4, which would have made it a lot more difficult. They can fire up Mutavault and get rid of this, and they can fire up Creeping Tar Pit and get rid of this. One of our Planeswalkers is living, that's for sure. I think Lily's probably going to bite the dust. That's fine. I guess discarding Croxa wouldn't have been the worst thing. Alright, we lose our Liliana of the Veil. Opponent. Alright, we see that. Alright. That's gone. It's fine. I'm just trying to, like, out-resource them, you know? Let's see. We want and red. Croxa. Alright, Watery Graves. Get rid of a card in their hand. The great thing about this list is that the graveyard fills really quickly with a bunch of stuff. We might be able to double escape Croxa here. Alright, Croxa. Opponent thinking what they want to discard, if anything, or if they want to respond to Croxa's ability. We've already gone through 2 Snapcaster Mages as well. Should be known. We're at 14. It's pretty healthy. Also, both of our clocks are at 16 minutes. We've been really thinking our plays through here. Grindy matches, for sure. Hopefully we can turn a corner here with Croxa and start pressing advantage. They're going to have to discard 2 cards here because we're definitely going to escape it. Which puts us, I think, in a pretty good spot. Depending on what they do here. Alright, opponent opting? What's opponent doing? What is Xeno? AC Xeno. Xino. Xino. Asino. Call him AC Slater. Alright. Alright, opponent tapping, untapping. Doing a little tap dance over there. Opponent types thinking. We'll say no worries. It's not, I mean, they're... Sometimes you gotta think through your lines. I get it. I mean... It's especially, I know, like, especially being a control player, like, that's one of the big things that, like, I struggle with is, like, timing. Trying to figure out, like, what is the optimal play? Like, how do you get around, you know? Which art do you prefer? Do you prefer this, like, sweet promo art, or do you prefer the original Theros art? I really like this. Alright, opponent passing priority, letting Croxa resolve. Let's see what they discard here. They could have a counter spell. They really could. Alright, they discard Fatal Push. We want red from these. Red Robin. Yum. We don't have a way around a fatal push, or not a fatal push, but we don't have a way around Mana Leak, unfortunately. Alright, we are able to cast successfully Kroxa for this turn. And we still have enough to escape Kroxa again next turn if push comes to shove. It's Kroxa's time to shine now that Uro's out of the format. Alright, opponent doesn't need as much time to think about letting us resolve this time around. Opponent opting. Trying to find something better to pitch, maybe. Maybe trying to find a removal spell for next turn. Spell Stutter Sprite to the graveyard. Alright. That's a pretty decent hand. Opponent's getting limited on resources here. They only have 2 cards in their hand. One of them could be a removal spell, but like I said, we have enough to Kroxa out again. Escape Kroxa again one more time. I really want to see like a turbo Kroxa deck that just like maximizes on just getting it out. Kind of like Uro was. But I think this is best suited for like a deck like Jund, where it's like you're just having your opponent discard and then you just get the value of inevitability because you've been playing so many 1-for-1s. I was pretty high on this card when it came out too. I probably backed the wrong Titan when it first got revealed, but I was pretty quick to pick up some of these for Jund in paper. So I do have a couple of these in paper, which is nice. Alright, opponent still in the think tank here. Fatal pushing. Bitter Blossom from our opponent. Alright. Which means that they're going to have blockers every turn. If we get in for at least 6 here, which would be really nice. Opponent could have a blocker. Opponent also could have a removal spell. Let's see what we get here. Hex Drinker. I like that a lot. Okay. Let's see if we can get whatever is in their hand out of their hand. Alright. Whatever they have in their hand is going to be going out of their hand here. I think this is where we turn a corner. What is happening? There's construction going on next door and it's just like shaking the room. Ridiculous. I'm trying to play Magic here. Alright, Brazen Borrower. Oh, they're flashing it in. Okay. Interesting they're not petty thefting. Alright, let's see if they block here. They don't choose to block. Okay, can we drop Hex Drinker and get it leveled up all the way? Let's see what we can do. We can definitely get a protection from instants, which is really nice. Alright, opponent seen enough. Little snake that could did it. We are at 15 minutes and our opponent is at 12 minutes. Alright, so what do we want from our opponent? I think EE comes in here. We could blow up Faeries for 0. Really, really nice. We went into Hill Spellbomb. I think we drop a few baubles, actually. They have Mutavault, actually. And so Cleansing Wildfire feels pretty good here. And Collective Brutality also feels really good. Okay, what do we want to drop? I think Lily in this kind of attrition, not kind of what I want. Fatal Push is actually pretty decent. Seal of Fire, maybe not so good. As good. Remnant 6 really good. A lot of X1s in their list. Let's drop 1 Seal of Fire and Drop one bobble. Alright, I think we'll run it like that. I just want more interaction. Drawing cards is nice, but Spellbomb, take care of that. Cleansing Wildfire, take care of lands. Like, worrisome lands. I think would be the right call. Alright, let's see what hand we get here. We got a tap land and Fatal Push and Inquisition. Yeah, we'll keep this. I think being able to have turn 1 Inquisition is going to be really good here. And we'll go get an Overgrown Tomb with that. Ooh. Do we take a turn off to guarantee that we can play things? No, it's such a tricky thing, because, like, we could, in theory, draw another land, right? So, oh, we don't want Overgrown Tomb. We want red, black. No, we want red, green. No, we need black, because we're playing Inquisition. Oh, okay, we don't have any green. All right, well, that might be a costly choice. I hope I don't hate that choice later on. Drown Unlock or Spellstutter Sprite? I think I'm more concerned about Drown Unlock. We can deal with creatures pretty easily. We can't deal with instances much. Ashiok seems like an interesting. I guess for Goyf, like, it makes sense. So, all right, Dark Slick Shores. So they have a Spellstutter Sprite, and we probably have a tap land. I'm so mad at myself now. I'm so mad. That wasn't even the right thing to play either. Well, counter target spell or CMC. Mana value cost X or less, where X is a number. Alright, well. Definitely not the right card to play right then and there. I should have played Baron more tapped. Hopefully that doesn't mess us up here. And probably playing that island. Or Mutavault. We can probably play Mutavault and get away with it. Mutavault. See if they tap out for Ashiok here. Might be worth it. Is it worth it to tap out for Ashiok? Ooh, I think they're going to do it. Okay. Okay, so they're going to tap out for Ashiok. I think that's alright for us. We're going to Cleansing Wildfire the Mutavault, I think. Just because it's so much easier to turn this on than it is for Creeping Tar Pit. Also, it doubles up as a fairy, so... Opponent not activating, which is very interesting. Play. We need to draw a forest. We need to draw or an Overgrown Tomb. Some kind of green source would be really helpful here. Not sort of. I need to be able to get rid of Ashiok too, which is unfortunate. All right. All right. Flooded Strand from our opponent, so they can Spellstutter Sprite for just X1, I guess. Inquisition. Alright, let's Inquisition. Alright, they're spell stuttering. That's fine. Did we draw Fatal Push? Alright, pretty sure they have an island. Okay. Opponent wanting their little spell starter sprite to live, I think. Another spell starter sprite. That's very interesting. Okay. We'll do this on the stack. Alright. We really need to draw a green source to get rid of Ashiok over here. Or we're going to be in Bitter Blossom. Ashiok hurting us a lot more than I want to admit. Really hurting us a lot more than I want to admit. Spell Stutter Sprite getting in. We just need to draw one green source. Overgrown Tomb. One time. Here we go. The Tomb. Not what we needed. We are going to play out our Lurrus, though. And then next turn, I think we can just Croxa, and see if that's just going to be able to do it here. We have double black and double red. We could, in theory, and we could crack this fetch land. We won't be able to find anything. Opponent down to 2 cards in hand. We might be able to get something going on here with Croxa. I like how I'm saying Croxa and Croxa. What the heck is this? Oh, you're one of these things. Fairy Ninja nonsense. You may pay those cards without paying their costs. Alright, we're in deep trouble. A Thoughtseize. Let's see if they Thoughtseize us here. If they Thoughtseize us and take Croxa, it's fine. Sure, yeah, you can Thoughtseize us. That's fine. Deals combat damage to a player. It's gonna be rough. We might just scoop this one up. Not having the right lands. I don't know if it's worth trying to fight through. Too much is going on. Though the idea, if we can get Croxa out. If we can get Croxa out, though, and have a 6/6, but I guess it depends on what they play here. It's a pretty powerful ability. Let's see what they take. They take Croxa. No, and then they bust our graveyard. That's probably why. Smart. Alright, too much value. That's fine. We're gonna scoop this up. I don't think we can get past this and this Shinobi playing and then them playing things. That's fine. That's totally fine. So we have Ashiok. We did keep a very, very, very tricky hand here. Do I want a K command? Just for funsies. I don't feel like I do. I'll drop out others. Alright, we'll try it like that. Alright, well now we know that Ashiok was the card to take and not Drown in the Lock. His Ashiok really ruined everything. So that's my bad. But what are you gonna do? 1-1 here in this match. Yes, I would like to play first. That is a much better hand. We'll keep. Opponent mulliganing down to 6 cards for this game. And I do love K Command. Such a fun card. Opponent still thinking about their 6th land. Trying to figure out if they want to mulligan. It always feels bad to mulligan against a Jund deck. I've done it so many times where I'm just like, I'll keep a risky, like, I'll keep a worse hand card just because it's like, I know that it's going to get, like, destroyed by hand hate. So, I mean, alright. They mulligan down to 6. I'm going to fetch out here for an Overgrown Tomb. I'm going to get our Thoughtseize going. Depending on what they have in their hand, we may or may not play Gwaif this next turn. But we'll see how that plays out. We've been very fortunate with the hand hate each one of these games. Snapcaster, Snapcaster, Opt, and a Bitter Blossom. Let's get rid of Bitter Blossom. Pass the turn here. It's a tribal enchantment too, so that means Gwaif is pretty big. I think that makes me want to play Gwaif next turn. Opponent opting here, I think. Ooh, opponent Thoughtseizing us. That means we're gonna have to play Kroxa. I mean, I think they take Gwaif. It's probably the card that they can't deal with. We're the Thoughtseize deck, not you. Yeah, they take our Tarmogoyf. Unfortunate, but we knew that that was gonna probably happen here. Hey! The Thoughtseize bug is alive and real, my friends. You gotta love it. Okay, so let's get a... Do we want Stomping Ground or another Overgrown Tomb? Yeah, we want Stomping Ground. Yeah. Green. Black. You know what card we haven't seen in this game? Hex Drinker. We're getting that sweet tribal enchantment bonus over here for Tarmogoyf. You know how you remember it? It's easy. Just think Special T. That's all you... S-P-E-C-I-A-L-T. And then that's how I remember it. Actually, I learned that on Good Morning Magic, or with Maria and Megan. See if they have an answer here. I could just snap in a Gwaif. Snap in a Gwaif. My brain is like... I could just flash in a Snapcaster Mage. But if they do before blocks, we'll just Fatal Push. I think we hold on to K Command here, too. Drawing that land was pretty sweet. If we hold on to K Command, opponent down to 11... Not only can we risk that extra 2 damage, opponent down to 10. Opponent petty thefting. Alright. It's fine. Opponent opting on their main turn. They're digging for lands here. They played that Flooded Strand. And I think they've already played this Watery Grave. And they played that Opt. So they have a Snapcaster Mage. They have 3 cards in hand. 2 Snapcaster Mages. I'm just going to keep applying pressure here. Actually, let's see if we can get Ren and 6 down. Because if we can get Ren and 6 down, and we can get Goyf down too, that's going to be better for us in the long run. Let's fetch out. We're not into 11. Black, black, red. I need a Overgrown Tomb here. Or a Blood Crypt. Yeah, we'll take the damage here. No! I totally messed that up. Well, I guess we can play Kroxa here. I was thinking about Kroxa for the next turn. Instead of, like, thinking about Goyf, but... This will also get another card out of their hand, and it's also gonna... They're also, hopefully, take damage. Let's see what they discard here. Alright, opponent discards a Snapcaster Mage, and we'll pass the turn here. So they have one Snapcaster Mage in hand, and Tarmogoyf's huge. Alright, opponent flashing in their last snap. Opponent just wants to get their beats in, which is fine. Opponent also has one card in hand, 2 cards in hand, and a Brazen Borrower. We've got a K command. We've got a Ren in 6. We could deal 3 damage just indirectly. Let's see what they pull here. Let's see if they play a land. Is opponent going to play a land? Tell me if you're going to play a land, opponent. Opponent is playing Ashiok. So we're going to lose Kroxa. And our Glyph is going to be a little bit smaller. But I think that's alright. Wait, is our Glyph still a 6/7? Doesn't affect our Tarmogoyf at all. Wow. I guess there's a sorcery, instant, creature, land, tribal, enchantment. We just need to get rid of this Planeswalker, and we're sitting really good here. Alright, opponent not swinging at our life total, which is very, very nice. I appreciate that. Since we were down to 8. Verdant Catacombs. Ashiok. So stupid. You're such a fool, Kyle. You just took 1 damage. You idiot. Alright, well. We'll drop our Glyph. And I think we'll just Fatal Push. We'll Fatal Push the Snapcaster Mage. Ashiok. I can't believe it did that. My opponent and I are playing the clock so tightly here. If I can get in for 6. Man. You know what would be really funny is if I got rid of Ashiok, or if they got rid of Red in 6. Opponent down to their last 5 minutes. Me, I'm super close to my last 5 minutes here. Just waiting for Akazino. They could flash in Brazen Borrower. In response, I would probably K command and have them discard, or deal 2 discard. Opponent thinking it through. We deal 6, 7, 8, 9. We deal 9 indirectly. Opponent, are you cracking? We could kill them. All we have to do is get 1 hit in with Goyf. Down tick on Ren in 6 and play K command and deal 2 here. Opponent not choosing to... Trying to figure out what they're doing here. Also, this dies to Red in 6 too if they flash it in. Opponent, 1 card in hand. Kind of running out of options here. If we draw a removal spell too, that would be extra sweet. One removal spell would be beautiful. All right, so let's go to swing. Let's see what they do here. Yeah, I don't think we care about Ashiok right now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. All right, do we get there with the bolt is the question. Does the bolt win it for us? Do they have an answer to lightning bolts? They do not! And we win the match! Alright, good games to our opponent. Alright, thank you for watching High Ground MTG with me, KyGuy, piloting Lurrus Jun in a competitive Modern League. If you liked what you saw, please be sure to leave a like down below, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. That helps us out a lot. We are almost to 300 subscribers. 300 subscribers. Alright, I will catch you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye from the KyGuy. Thank you for watching High Ground MTG with co-hosts KyGuy and Spiny Mouse. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to click that like button, and if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on future episodes of High Ground MTG. For even more videos, be sure to check out our playlists so that you can have the high ground.